Imagine if Mercedes-Benz took its C-Class and E-Class Coupes and kind of squished them into one car. Well, you don't have to imagine because it exists. Meet the Mercedes-Benz CLE Coupe. It's a one-stop shop driven by the reality that not that many people buy these types of cars anymore. It also means Benz can spend more money building SUVs, EVs and EV SUVs. Do you reckon coupes like this have a future? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. For now, there are two models in the Aussie lineup, the CLE 200 and the CLE 300. Size-wise, they're about the same as the old E-Class, and therefore a fair bit bigger than the old C-Class Coupe. Pricing varies depending on the model you choose and what you're comparing it to. The cost of admission is up yonks for the CLE 200 and CLE 300 compared to the old C-Class, but both CLEs undercut the equivalent E-Class Coupe. They also undercut the BMW 4 Series, while the Audi A5 Coupes are cheaper. This is just the start for the CLE range in Australia. This stylish cabriolet arrives soon, and there is an AMG 63 on the way too, apparently with a V8 engine and not a 4-cylinder. Great news for traditionalists. For now, the CLE range in Australia is powered exclusively by this 2-litre turbo-petrol engine mated with a 9-speed auto. In the 200, it only drives the rear wheels. In the 300, it drives all 4 wheels because of that engine's greater level of power and torque. Now, all that might sound pretty familiar if you're coming out of a C-Class or E-Class Coupe, but this generation of powertrain adds a 48-volt mild hybrid system that aids tip-in throttle acceleration and fuel consumption. Reflecting its mix and match nature, the CLE has a lot in common with the GLC SUV and C-Class sedan around the dashboard. It picks up the latest Mercedes M-Bus infotainment system, and there's 2 digital screens, one for the driver here and this rather large infotainment screen to be shared between driver and front passenger. Equipment wise, 200 and 300 are very similar. They get the same Burmester sound system, panoramic sunroof, ambient lighting and dual zone climate control. However, 300 comes with real leather upholstery, whereas the 200 puts up with the artificial stuff. Anyone moving up from the old C-Class Coupe will notice straight away there's more space in the cabin of the CLE. In fact, up front, there are some measurements where it outdoes the E-Class as well. In the back seat though, still a 2+2. Look, it's more spacious than a C-Class Coupe for sure, but headroom and elbow room is still at a premium. So, to boot space, and well, who really cares about boot space in a coupe, but the CLE's boot space is up slightly on the old C-Class and slightly down on the old E-Class. Okay. Right, now let's do what we really want to do, which is drive the CLE 300 and see what it's like. For its new badge alone, the CLE is definitely newsworthy. But in this age of electrification, it's also significant because it's that rare new car where the internal combustion engine takes pride of place. It's also very much a C and E-Class mix and match special. It even uses the same underpinning architecture as the latest C and E-Class sedans, so the drive is somewhat familiar. In fact, the CLE is quiet, comfortable, pleasant and enjoyable to drive in just about any circumstance, in town or on the open road. It's not a sports blaster. That role is reserved for the AMGs that are yet to come. There are differences in character between the two cars. The CLE 200 is lighter on its feet because it weighs less, but it's also less powerful. So while it goes across the road, those terrible Aussie roads, that much better in terms of ride, it doesn't have the sheer punch and passing power that the CLE 300 possesses. The CLE 300 tends to crash into surfaces a bit more, but it also gives you that invigorating push in the back. Otherwise, these two cars are very familiar in very many ways. Comfortable seating, terrific driving position, automatic gearboxes that surreptitiously shift between their 9 gears, or if you want to, very tactile manual shifters behind the steering wheel, and steering that's well weighted. Even in sport mode, the weighting doesn't get too severe, which is a mistake some tuners make. Overall, CLE is a really fine drive. So Benz has squished and squashed and delved into its parts and options bin to produce the CLE. And it's a worthy vehicle, even if it is an answer to a question not that many people are asking these days. But if you are after a coupe, and if refinement and a pleasant drive are priorities for you, then the CLE should be on your consideration list.